Well, the Inter-Dominion Carnival is up and running for 2025. One of Australasia's greatest races, and according to my next guest, the greatest horse he's ever seen will be taking out this particular event. The gentleman in question, well, he should know, is Harry Martin. Well, Harry, great to catch up with you. As I mentioned, the Inter-Dominion is up and running for another year. This great race. You've won a Miracle Mile. You would have undoubtedly loved to have won an Inter-Dominion. Which one is the biggest in your opinion?
Oh, the Miracle Mile, of course. What would you expect?
What a wonderful achievement that was with your old mate, Double Identity.
Yeah, he was pretty handy. Yeah, I think at one stage he had 7 track records, so he could go all right.
Ended his career with 51 wins, 24 times runner-up, 15 placings from 146 starts and 1.2 million in prize money. So, geez, he did a good job for you, Harry.
He did, he certainly did. Like, looking for another one, can't find it.
How many horses are you working?
4. 2 2-year-olds, Tushan Raider and Double Act.
You once told me many years ago you were never going to stop until you find that next 2-year-old.
Well, I'm still trying.
We're going to talk about the experience of Double Identity and your Inter-Dominion carnivals. But Harry, the greatest horse you've ever seen, you're saying to me the other week, it's a leap to fame. Why?
Oh, he can stay, he can go fast. He's just brilliant.
He doesn't seem to have a fault, does he?
He doesn't. He can just keep running. You know, they're the ones you're after, aren't they?
They certainly are, and you're expecting him to take out the Inter-Dominion title and add to another already fabulous resume.
I can't see anything there beating him. I think he's beat Don Hugo myself, but that's only my opinion.
He can just, as you mentioned, he can seem to win from anywhere. He can lead, sit without cover. There's just no chink in his armour.
Well, he sits outside good horses and just grinds them into the ground. So, you know, how are they going to beat him?
Now, before Leap to Fame come along, Harry, the greatest horse you did see up until Leap to Fame?
Greatest or fastest?
Either way.
Mount Eden was the fastest horse I've ever seen. He galloped away or missed the start in the Miracle Mile and still won easy, so he's pretty good.
And that was one of those sensational Miracle Miles that will forever live in the memories of harness racing fans.
Oh, it's the best Miracle Mile I've ever seen anyway. It was brilliant.
Well, you've seen a few.
I have seen a few too, just quietly. I think I've been in 3.
Well, let's have a chat about Double Identities and his Inter-Dominion campaign. 2002 didn't go so well, 3 heats unplaced on each occasion. That was the year where we had 2 heats run at Harold Park in the middle of Newcastle.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't like to talk about them. He just didn't handle either of that. He never handled Harold Park really good, and he never handled Newcastle good. But if they'd have been at Brisbane, he'd have been a big hope.
It was a different story, 2004, Harry, 2 years later at Gloucester Park, second to All Heart, beating the nose, second to Mr DG, beaten 2 metres, and second to Faking It, beaten 2.5 metres, so he certainly found his mojo 2 years later.
If he hadn't have drawn the second line, he'd have won it. That's too bad.
Grand final, he finished 6th to Darren Hancock and Joe Fess, beaten 7.5 metres. Falcon Strike, Sokiola filled the placings. You would have been delighted for Darren, but as you said, you should have been right in the finish.
Delighted for Darren, but if I'd have drawn the same place, I think he'd been the winner and Darren had been back there, but that's luck of the draw.
Leading up to those Inter-Dominion heats at Gloucester Park, in Victoria he was driven by Gavin Lang, the late great Gavin Lang, and then the 2 heats, Kim Prentice was in the sulky. Where was Harry Martin at that particular stage?
Sitting on the sideline. The stewards didn't want me to drive.
How tough was it sitting on the sidelines while your old mate was going around?
It's always tough, yeah. I think it's a bigger worry when you're sitting on the sideline than it is driving.
What a wonderful career, but it came to a sad ending. Harry finished his career finishing last to Smooth Cruiser at Harold Park in October 2006.
Yeah, it was a bad way to finish, but he'd done a good job, so we said, well, we're not going to keep trying to push on now. I think he was 9 or 10 year old, so we retired him, and then he hurt himself in the paddock and had to be put down, so that was very sad.
Yeah, I know the whole family, as far as Double Identity was concerned, your family, and there was a lot of wonderful people involved with that horse. It hit very hard.
Yeah, it was devastating, actually. It took a while. I was going to give him away, actually. I thought, no, I've had enough, but oh well, it's in your blood, you just keep going.
Thankfully you're keeping going, and you keep going strong, Harry, and good luck trying to find that next champion. But Tushan Raider, he's on the comeback trail, so he's ready to come to the race.
He'll trial on Wednesday, And Double Act, he just keeps me firing along. He's just a brilliant old horse. So hope one of the 2-year-olds can do the same.
Well, they'll be given every chance with your expertise in the training ranks.
I'll do my best anyway.
Good to catch up and have a bit of a chin wag, Harry.
Thanks, mate.